a man was washing his beloved dog. Suddenly, his electronic clock started beeping, and his face suddenly became serious. He took one last look at the sun, then he quickly closed the iron door. He then sealed all the doors and windows of his 3-story villa with thick steel plates. He lay down in the bathtub with his dog. He had a machine gun in his hand, because when night fell, the city was no longer ruled by people, but by the night. 3 years ago, a virus almost wiped out all of humanity. But Will, who was immune, was the only survivor. He brings DVDs from the video store to make his boring days a little more enjoyable. He was talking to the dressed mannequins in the display windows. Even though he didn't get any answers, it gave him a sense of normalcy. The rest of his time was spent either playing golf on a private jet worth billions or wandering around the city hunting deer. But one day, during a deer hunt, his dog Sam entered a closed old factory. Nocturnal creatures would often hide in such dark places during the day. Will plucked up his courage and stepped into the factory. He started walking forward in the darkness, calling out, "Sam!" Finally he found Sammy under a table, his eyes staring ahead in fear. When Will turned around, a night creature and his eye shock appeared. He immediately drew his gun and shot her. Then he started running away with Sam. Sam climbed out through a small hole in the wall. Will broke through a glass wall and got himself out. The creature, afraid of sunlight, burned to death in the sun. Will set a trap outside the factory. He broke a vial of his own blood and caught a night creature with it. However, another night creature also came out and glared at V, but he retreated when he could not bear the pain. Will didn't know that this moment would eventually lead to his death. He discovered that the nocturnal creature he caught in the lab was a female. As a military scientist, he developed a cure for the virus and injected it into the female creature. When his heart stopped, he injected him with infected blood again. Despite hundreds of attempts, he failed. Disappointed, he walked out with Sam. At that moment he noticed that one of the mannequins in the window of one of the shops had been moved to a strange place. In anger, he tore it apart with his M4 rifle.